hello again. It's been a little while, I know, and I haven't been very well, which I didn't enjoy that at all, let me tell you. For 2 weeks I was pretty under the weather, super weak. Anyway, I reckon now 2 weeks have passed since I started with this horrible virus, and now I'd say I'm 80%, so that's pretty good, isn't it? So let's have a wander around and I'll show you what I've managed to do in the last few days. Okay, come this way. It's really weird actually. When I was not well, it was really hot, like heat wave. One heat wave warning after another. And it got to like 35 degrees Celsius. That's hot. Okay, finally got my gumboots on. Come and hear this. It was so dry, it was so hot, and then just overnight it rained like crazy. The empty dam, you'll be able to hear in just a minute. So now it's Frog Haven and they're busy doing their froggy thing. There'll be tadpoles all over the place soon. It's actually quite cool now. So if I sound out of breath, that's because that's what it's like. I don't know what this virus was called, but it started off with a migraine and it's just out and out horrible from then on. But I'm pretty healthy. Like, as you know, I grow all my food. I grow my fruit. I grow my veggies. I grow herbs. Oh, that was really good because right outside my door I had echinacea growing, and I also have, which is an antiviral, and it's also an immune builder, and I also have lemon balm, which does the same. So I was having echinacea and lemon balm tea, which I've studied natural remedies and herbal remedies for quite a few years now, and I've got a couple of really great books to use as reference guides. So I was actually able to get myself quite well, and I also made kefir, and that settled my stomach really well. So I can't stress enough how important it is. Grow your own food and grow your medicinals as well. If you can grow some medicinal herbs, you're miles ahead. Anyway, enough of that. This is the new garden here, which is doing really well. I've put all sorts of things in here. Pumpkins like crazy. Look in here. Look. Amazing. I have pumpkins all through here. These are called golden nugget, and they keep quite well, the golden nugget. Oh, stop and smell the roses. I've also thrown in some spinach seeds and silver beet seeds in amongst this lot. I do think that the flowers and the herbs and the vegetables are very happy together. Flowers everywhere. Oh, this was a bit disappointing. It rained so hard and so heavily, and water got into my big bin of chicken feed. So that's a whole bin of chicken food that is now fermenting and disgusting. So I will have to hop into the mouse house soon, drive into town and get chook food as well as other bits and bobs. Some of the apple trees, like this one here, which is a late variety, are flowering. Well, that is very late, isn't it? This is a Ribston Pippin from 1785, and it's flowering now. I think I saw some flowers, yes, on the Bramley cooking apple, an English old variety. So I don't know if they pollinated, but there was definitely some flowers. We'll see, doesn't really look like it, but early days. All my fruit trees are pretty young. I ate some damsons off this tree though, and oh look, there's another one. There's another little damson. So I think I'll just eat that. Oh gosh. That's really nice. I'll throw the seed in there, you never know. And there's some quince here, and they're doing all right. I think the more you plant the different varieties, the better off you'll be, because there'll always be something. Like this year, so far, no grapes, but the passion fruit have been lovely. They're very tasty. I've cleaned out the chicken house yesterday, and so all the feathers and chicken manure and wood chip I've put on there. Like, I really could make like dolmades. These are quite big enough now, these grape leaves. Maybe it's a bit slower than usual. I planted some sweet peas and things in here yesterday. We'll see what happens there. Again, I fed that up. Trimmed all this because, gosh, you only need 2 weeks off and all of a sudden it's a jungle. Plenty of water, the tanks are full. It all looks pretty nice, I reckon. Most of the apples I've already picked. The crispo of the fridge is full. These are Fuji's, and I'm waiting for them just to drop off into the bag, and then I know they're really ripe. So look at these beautiful ones. They're Gala. So this is a Gala Fuji double graft, this tree. Not too bad. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Look at this apple. I would share this apple with you. I would cut it into several pieces. Comfrey's going crazy in here, and I'm about to, I've just ordered a heap more of the little tins that I put the comfrey salve in. So when the tins arrive, I'll make another batch of that. Due to the heat, things didn't go quite as well. I mean, it was hot. It was 10 days of 33, 34, 35, and at night it was still in the 20s, and it was humid here, and that doesn't happen. Anyway, you know, make the best, hey? So corn is growing well. I'm not usually very successful with corn, so I'm happy about that. Down in here is some spaghetti squash. If you don't know spaghetti squash, it's really like spaghetti. You cut it long ways down here and scoop out all the spaghetti sort of fibrous stuff inside and just pop your favourite sauce on top. I did give this garden bed a bit of a dig over yesterday. I'm still, it's not too bad. Oh, there's some onions, some bunching onions I split up, and I put the first lot of some garlic in. My planting guide says I can plant in March, April, May and June. So I thought if I put some in each month, we'll see which works the best for here. Eggplant are doing well. They're flowering. As long as it doesn't get too cold too quickly, I should get a lovely crop of eggplant. I've just put in some more bush beans, which apparently grow well if there's a celery plant or two amongst them. Whew, I refurbished the beds. I was so lucky, I tell you. So a neighbour came every afternoon and put the chickens away. Another friend took my washing for me. Oh my gosh. 3 sets of sheets in 1 week. That's what sort of fever I had. So that was, and she also washed my hair. Oh, little things, hey, little things, but that meant so much to me to have my hair washed. I couldn't do it. And another neighbour took me into town. So she took me in, and when we finished the grocery, she said, did I want anything from, you know, the garden centre? And I said, yes, I did. I wanted some more bags of cow manure mix and things to refurbish these beds. And she even brought them and put the bags right next to the beds because I couldn't lift a bag at all. These beds were full of tomatoes, and then now they're in the chook run. So chickens quite like tomatoes, which is lucky for me and lucky for them. So I put in peas in here. I think these are sugar snap. In this one are sugar snap peas, which I planted the seeds last month, and I think in this one I put snow peas. So the beds are all refurbished with new soil, and I'm forever picking tomatoes. I have so many tomatoes. Up here, There's a tray full of them inside, but there's more ends up here as well. Ah, and happy days! Guess what? I have a washing machine. I have a real washing machine. So this is it. This is my real washing machine. It's an automatic, a 7-kilo washing machine, and it only uses 400 watts. So I can use it with my little solar system. And all the way along here, and I managed to keep all these alive while I wasn't well. I could get like half a watering can or a quarter of a watering can and get things, make sure all these lived. So these are kales, cauliflowers, broccolis. I just planted yesterday cabbages, more cauliflowers. So this is the newest lot here. It's important, isn't it? If you grow your own food, it's really important that you keep all the seedlings alive. Oh, today's little harvest, while I refurbished one bed, some beetroot, a few potatoes, and this is the bed that I did today. It's still not very good. It's still got pieces of lime mortar in there, which bit by bit I get out. It's definitely an improvement. You know, I have locals here say they are absolutely amazed that this horrible, dry, rocky block of nothing would turn into this. I have to say a very special thank you to anybody that's ever given me a hand to shift a rock or dig a hole. I am so grateful. Thank you. So that's what's happening in here. Here we've got some chilies, which is good. These are, I keep thinking habanero, but of course they're not. They're sort of medium mild. And on here we've got grapes. We've also got cucumbers. It's making a nice screen actually. This will screen some of this stuff here from the hot western sun. It's all coming together well, actually. In here, some lovely lilies, some flowers, a ginkgo. This is my ginkgo. Beans are growing here, and I'm picking some and I'm letting some go to seed. These are my favourite. These are a Cherokee wax bush bean, and this, oh, I love the smell of Thai basil. Oh, I've got this real yearning for some Thai food. My brother makes great Thai food. Probably too far to pop over with a container of Thai food. Most of the apples are harvested, like I said. I got a good harvest of apricots from this tree this year. I got lots of apples from this tree, the Gala. The Granny Smiths are still powering on. They're quite nice looking apples, aren't they? Quite big. Echinacea, like I said, right outside the door I had echinacea. So I would pick a flower head, put it in a jug or something, and add some lemon balm, melissa, and just cover it with hot water, and when it was cool I would drink it. So if I felt a bit queasy, I would drink that. Oh look, here's an almond that's popped out of its shell somewhere. Oh, and another. They decided to harvest themselves. Didn't work so well this year. 'Tis what it is, isn't it? There are some almonds. I bought another almond tree, so I have 2 almond trees now, so they can take it in turns if they like. Kind of falling out, aren't they? And the shells are so soft, fresh almonds, you can just crack them open with your fingers. So here's another decent patch of echinacea, which is hard to grow by seed, but once you've got a bit you can divide it by roots, and that works quite well, which is why I've got 2 patches there, and I have another little one over here. Oh, look at these. Look at these. These are looking good. Look at those. Beautiful. And they are pimento, sweet pimento. So I think they're kind of a nice one. And when they're fully ripe and red, they're nice and thick fleshed. So they'll be beautiful to stuff with, I don't know, rice. Anyway, here's another echinacea plant, which will multiply again. The mound is slowly going. Slowly. It's amazing, isn't it? 2 weeks and I didn't harvest things, and look at these zucchinis. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's like 1 foot, 2 foot, 2.5 feet long, and then there's another couple that it grew while I was lazing around and sleeping a lot. This garden bed's doing quite nicely actually. This was where the original wood pile was. Over here, up against the tank, which was the most moist spot here, I put the marshmallow. And these plants here I grew from seed, and they're doing really well. So that's another herb that I used when I wasn't feeling very well. So I used the marshmallow, I steeped that in cold water, and when I felt nauseous, I'd have a few mouthfuls of that and it fixed me up straight away. I took away all the rocks and planted comfrey. So I'll be able to just kind of mow straight over it again. The trees are doing all right, the things are growing. The bush lemon here is one of the first things I ever put in, and it seems to be established now. It seems to be quite happy there, and we're back at the dam. Doesn't it look lovely? It's a pond really, but the frogs like it. And this is the gum. Remember that tree? This is still the biggest tree, and it is way bigger than me now. Way bigger than my hand stretched right up. And I planted this little tree. Maybe it was 2 inches, 3 inches tall. I'm loving my oak tree. You got to stay with me now for the next 20 years to see how big this oak tree is going to get. It's lovely. Mighty oaks from little acorns grow. Ain't that the truth? Planted a jacaranda here that I'd had in a pot for quite a while. It'd be beautiful. Can you imagine, like from back here, one day this will be a tree with beautiful lilac flowers all over it with the yurt in the background there. It'll be nice. Everything fine in there? Everything nice? Of course. I cleaned out grass in front of these compost bays, and I've got some nice beans growing here. I think these are borlotti, so we'll keep some for seed. Look at those. They're nice. If you live alone, you got to be ready. You got to sort things so that if need be, you can be okay for a few weeks. Potatoes down here. This is the first time they've been here, so I'm not sure how they'll go. So that's about it really. That's a walk around the garden again, and look at this. What a lovely view. Just ask the mouse. Is this a lovely view, mouse? It is. This used to be a tiny one too. This tree, I grew that from a tiny. My neighbour bought me a thornless blackberry. That's in there. So I made a cage with the last of the dog mesh that I had, and planted comfrey all the way around the outside. Comfrey's my best friend really. You can mow straight over the top of it, and it's instant mulch, isn't it? Wherever it is, it's mulch for the garden. Now, you know what's going to go on now, don't you? It is time for me to stop wandering around and talking, and it's time for a nice cup of tea. See you again soon. Bye bye. Bye.